Do you make offers or do you offer solutions? There's a big difference in those two and in the sellers that you deal with and your likelihood of making a deal. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Just buy a house already.
Hey guys, today I just want to talk to you for a few minutes about making offers and offering solutions. I read an article today, actually, it was a video that talked about that you have to do 10 things if you want to be a successful investor. And I got to tell you, I'm getting older. It's hard for me to remember stuff. See, I couldn't even remember if I'd read an article or watched a video. But it was a video I saw this morning about the 10 things you have to do to be a successful investor. And I thought, I really don't agree with that. There are really two things. Now, there are a lot of little tasks we do every day. But as far as things you have to do to be successful, there are two. And one is get yourself in front of as many people who need to sell their house as possible. Now, when we talk about people who need to sell their house, another word is motivated sellers. Listen, everybody who's got their house for sale is a motivated seller. Now, the degree of motivation is what's important, right? So your standard listed with a realtor seller, are they motivated? Well, yeah, they're motivated to sell their house. They want to sell it for some reason, but are they highly motivated? The numbers tell us that only a small percentage of those really are. So when we talk about getting in front of motivated sellers, we actively put ourselves in front of those people. You hear me talk a lot about door knocking foreclosures, and people say, oh man, I'm not going to door knock foreclosures. But I'm going to tell you something. I've made a lot of money over the years door knocking people in trouble and asking if there's some way that I can help. That opens the door up to other conversations if help to them means just getting out from under that house, because I'm there to buy it. So that's really important. So number one, get yourself in front of those people. And there are a lot of people that have problem properties or that are need to sell that house, not just foreclosures. A lot of times people getting a divorce need to get rid of that property because one income's not cutting it on making the payments. People with code enforcement violations that maybe they live out of state and the house is there and it was a rental and it's been vacant for a couple of months because they haven't got around to filling it with a new tenant. And in the meantime, the grass is 2 feet tall and the HOA's on them about stuff. And they're so frustrated. They didn't want to be a landlord in the first place. They just couldn't sell it when they moved, and they're accidental landlords. And then there are people that we see a lot of this in Northwest Arkansas, where there seems to be a high percentage of older folks, is people that pass and they've got a house that needs to be probated and the heirs don't have enough money to open probate. So what do? A lot of times they let that house go back to the bank unless you can contact them, work out a way to get them some cash, handle that probate for them. So getting in front of people who have a big need to sell that property is important. Now, what's number two? Number two is listening to those people. Listen to their story. Listen to what their objective is and what they really want to accomplish. And then once you do that, then you present a solution to their problem. A lot of people talk about making offers like you're just supposed to fire out cash offers, willy-nilly all the time. We never do that. I'm never going to make a cash offer on a property when I'm going direct to seller. I'm going to listen to what that seller has to say, find out what their motivation is, and then I'm going to present a solution that'll solve their problem and let me make a profitable deal. And I'll give you a really good example about that. Jody and I got a house under contract yesterday from a gentleman who contacted us originally way back in January. And he told me just enough about the house. He gave me the address. I knew where it was. I knew he had owned it for 3 or 4 years. And he just had some things come up in life. Now, he didn't elaborate, and I don't pry too deeply. I just knew that he had some things going on, and he was probably going to relocate several hours away to another part of Arkansas in the coming months. Now, he wasn't in a big hurry to get this done, but he needed a solution when he was ready to go. So we had a short conversation, about 10 minutes, And then we just put him in our follow-up system and basically forgot about him. Now, I'm telling you, you guys have heard me talk about a CRM and how important it is. And I'll tell you, I cry actual tears when I think about the 20 years that I operated with a legal pad as a customer contact system. I'll tell you, because so many people just fell through the cracks. And I'll tell you, if you're not turning a lot of your no's into yeses, you need to look into getting a CRM and really using that thing, because 90% of the sellers that you speak with are going to be a no today. And a lot of those you can convert over time. Now, I use my home as an example a lot. The studio I'm in right now is inside a house where when I first talked to the guy, he gave me a very firm no, that he was not interested in anything but all cash and a full price offer on his house. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to be your buyer. That won't allow me to buy the house and make a profit with it. And sad to say, but that's why I do what I do. So we parted ways with him being fine with me following up. 3 months later, we were writing him a check for $12,000 for his roughly $80,000 in equity and taking over the payments on his 3% loan. So it was a win-win for both of us at that point. He was just ready to get rid of it, and he needed to get rid of it at that point. And we were tired of living in Airbnb, so we were happy to have a place we could finally collect stuff. But anyway, so that's how it works. The CRM is really important. And just a side note, if you guys are looking for a CRM that's fairly easy to use as far as CRMs go, and you'd like to learn more about that, send me a message and I'll hook you up with what we're using and how it works. And I'll even let you have our follow-up sequences. But back to the story. This gentleman went on about his business. We put him in the CRM and forgot about him. And every few days he got a text, an email, or an RVM from us just saying, hey, just checking in. What's going on with life? And when you're ready to move forward with the house, we're here and we're ready to do something. So we didn't hear back from him most of the time, but occasionally we'd get a response from him. Say, hey, thanks for checking in with me. I really appreciate it. I'll be ready to do something real soon. So sure enough, a couple of weeks ago, he said, hey, I'm going to be back in town. Love to meet with you. We went out, met with him, and an hour later, we had a contract and supporting docs to buy his property, subject to. Now, what about the deal? House is worth about $300,000. He owes $214,000. His payments are current. The house is in excellent shape. It's a great 12-house blueprint house, and he's just walking away. Now, remember, it was important. When I had my initial conversation with him, I knew that his goal was to make sure that house was gone quickly when he was ready to go. Now, he had some things going on in his life he didn't feel like sharing, and that was okay. But we had that conversation. We had that follow-up, and then we went out to meet with him. He was okay with us just taking over the payments. Now, could I have made him a cash offer? Actually, I could have. PropStream says a $210,000 offer is a good wholesale offer on that house. It's in great condition. We'd be buying it for just a little over 2/3 of its values, under 70% LTV. And could I have done that? Well, yeah, I could. But is taking over his payments a better deal for me? You bet it is. I don't have to go to the bank for financing. I don't have to write a check for $214,000 out of my account to pay him. I don't have to borrow any money from a private lender. I don't have to pay a bunch of closing costs. And not only that, but I can take advantage of his much better than current financing. So if I got a loan, I'd pay a lot more than I'm paying right now. Plus, it's already a few years into its amortization, so I'm getting a lot more principal pay down. I've got long-term financing in place that I can wrap. I could live in that house if I wanted to. I could do anything else. Did it solve his problem? You bet. It accomplished what he wanted, and it was a much better deal for me. Now, I could have just flown in there when I knew he just wanted it paid off, basically, and made that cash offer. But instead, I took the time to listen. I presented something that worked better for me, and he said, okay. So really, I guess what I'm saying here is today, take the time to listen to your seller. Have a conversation. Everything, I'm not going to say you can't do everything by text and auto this and instant that, but I believe that the fastest path to a payday is always going to be a conversation. And I'll tell you, living in a time now when people try to get away from conversations, getting back to it, I think is going to be the best way to go to get some highly profitable deals, to really relate to people. You can make more money than you can spend, and you can help a lot of people out there by just taking the time to listen to what they've got going on and then coming up with a solution that's going to work for them and is also going to be a better solution for you and how you can acquire that property. So, guys, hope this helps. If you have any topics that you'd like to hear about, just drop those in the comments below and we'll try to make some videos to answer those questions for you. So get out there, talk to sellers, listen to their responses, then offer a solution to their problem, and you'll buy some houses.